Okay, good morning. Uh, I try to update information when I can, and since this Barry Lee Jordan thing has been such a huge thing on YouTube, and for obvious reasons, and how many years and crap this has been going on. The last note I got from my attorney, excuse me, is that they're going to be making a decision as to where the proper venue, if you want to call it that, is going to be, because now that there are cybercrime charges against him, it kind of changes things up. There was a another prisoner at the detention center that wound up being transferred to Bikitan, and thought that kind of a similar situation, thought that they were being deported, but then they got transferred to Bikitan. For how long, I don't know. So last I'm hearing now, and as of overnight, I had it on my messenger from my attorney, is that they're making a decision soon as to whether or not he needs to stay at this facility anymore. Now that there are 5 cybercrime counts against him, it kind of changes the whole scenario on this, basically. So, because the court proceedings will be in Barilli, it's more likely that it's going to be a facility, as far as transport and everything else, that's going to be a little bit more accessible for the court hearings. Now, I don't know if that means Bikitan or a local prison system, but apparently my lawyer could not be very clear on this because he doesn't know himself where. But he said he had talked to one of the agents and said that there are plans to remove him from where he's at. Um, Actually, he could have stayed there even a little bit longer under normal immigration circumstances, because it wasn't just an immigration case. Because now that there's some of the criminal charges that are incorporated into this whole thing, apparently that's not a place he's going to be staying at. When this is supposed to happen, I can't tell you, because I only get my information from my attorneys. But he's not clear on that, except that yes, he said there's going to be a transfer. Understand from what he's learned from an agent. Where is the question? I don't know if it's going to be Bikitan. I guess he better hope it isn't Bikitan. That's for sure. That would be hellacious. And the ability to have a phone all the time and different benefits that he has from where he's at now may not exist anymore. His use of his phone has been certainly made made known to the Bureau of Immigration, and I think that's going to radically change. And but from what I know and from what I understand, and it was a brief message from my attorney, is that he did talk to an agent, because I had posed the question to him, how long is he going to be staying in that particular facility? But 3 days ago, apparently he did talk. He could have told me 3 days ago. That would have been nice, but that's just kind of the way it is. Apparently, 3 days ago, he had spoken to an agent and said that there are plans to remove him from that facility, but they were not clear as to where. Maybe they are not clear themselves, the Bureau of Immigration. That would not surprise me. It would not surprise me one bit. So, anyway, I'm giving you information as it comes in. It's not my favorite subject to really talk about on here, but when new information does come in, I promised I would always share it with you, and that's the latest that I have. But to update everything else on that, yes, there are indeed no charges being dropped or dismissed. It's ongoing from here, and it's just a matter of when the court system decides when there's going to be an arraignment. And that's good or bad for him, according to how you look at it. I don't know. As I said, it's a very long process to go from point A to point B, in the legal system out here. And my God, I mean, already almost the 28th of this month would be 6 months in this particular detention center. And That's pretty incredible in itself, really. I didn't think he'd be there that long. And the original, if you've seen all the newspaper articles about his arrest and all that shit, it originally said he was going to be in Taguig, which, well, over in Manila, but that wasn't true because he wound up at the detention center in Mandawi. I guess this is kind of a holding pen, I guess you'd call it, until they can figure what they want to do with him. But the scenario changed because when the charges came out on 5 counts of cybercrime, that kind of changed the whole picture. So as I said, it's a slow process how it works in there for immigration, but then the cybercrime thing came in that will change the venue or something as far as a venue, as far as where he's going to be staying in the interim. So I don't know what's more advantageous for the court system. Barilli, Mandawi. I mean, if he's going to be tried in Barilli, what is the most logical place he should be? There are facilities that are, I guess, not terribly far from Barilli that he could be put in. Whether it's a better situation than what he's in now, I have no freaking idea. But, the change of location might be beneficial for him. I don't know. He might like new accommodations a lot better. I don't know. But anyway, I don't have the complete information on this because my attorney don't have complete information on this. He'd share it with me if he did. He just spoke to an agent and said that, yeah, he's likely soon to be transferred to another facility, but they were not clear on what facility he's going to be transferred to. Anyway, that's the most current news I have on that situation. What else? What else can we cover on this? Okay, I guess John Blaze is in his glory days now. He's trying to encourage people to come to another court hearing. I don't know what you're getting out of this, John. I really don't. I don't understand at all. I don't think you know what platform you stand on. I mean, you're so back and forth. You can't interfere with the law system, and you're not trying to scare me or anybody else. Getting involved with my court cases is probably not a smart thing to actually do. I'll put that much out there. Okay, definitely. And the court system over in Bago, they're aware that there's been activity going on YouTube and who's putting out this shit. And it's not going to help the respondent, which is your whole idea, is to help the respondent. It's not going to help at all. It's not going to help the fact that he came on a show. He was giving court information out. It's not going to help his case whatsoever. Outside interference means guilt. The way the court system sees it, that he might be behind all this. They could construe this thing as being interference in the process. So if you think that you're helping the guy, you're actually not helping the guy. Just to let you know. Okay. Now, if you're wondering why you can't seem to make a comment on here, I just removed most people on here. As I said, money is not an issue here. Okay. And basically, if you remember my last show, we talked about people getting maybe 10% from the AdSense compared to what they used to get at maybe like an 80 percentile. And that's becoming a deterrent for people to want to continue their shows if they're losing that much money. Well, it's really according to how much you're making. If you're still making good money, a lot of people will take the loss not to lose their channel and just keep it going and keep the income coming, even though the income is dropping drastically. For example, I'm a small time show here, and I've seen the difference. I've seen what I've earned, and I saw what they were taking out, which was incredible. As I said, here in the Philippines, if you're a vlogger from the Philippines, your income is being reduced from your shows drastically. Now, of course, the popularity of TikTok, it's making big headways. And it seems that there will be people who are going to transfer their interest in social media from the YouTube point to over to TikTok. And TikTok has become so popular that, little change of venue, I guess. because people are trying to get the biggest bang for their buck. I mean, if you're really serious about making money on here and you've been making some pretty good money, then you notice that, well, it's kind of not happening, that you seem to be making a lot less than you bid on your show. You've been doing pretty good, and then the numbers are not, the numbers are not crunching. So is YouTube going to be a thing of the past? Well, it ain't going to happen next week, and may not totally even happen before the year's over, and maybe even beyond that. But the direction is changing now, where people who want to get that bang for their buck, they're doing the TikTok thing now. I never really did understand this whole TikTok concept. I don't know. I just thought it was coming on camera and dancing and lip syncing or something, but it's deeper than that. I never got into TikTok. Never understood the whole concept of it. Now everything is TikTok. It seems like everything people are putting on social media is TikTok related. So never understood the concept of it. What is different about TikTok that you can't do on YouTube? I guess I've never understood that. I still don't, to be honest with you. What the hoopla is all about with TikTok. You're still putting out videos, different types, not just singing and dancing and lip syncing, whatever. But I guess there's a whole lot more to that. I'm just not very knowledgeable about TikTok, but I do know that that's the new thing now. Not only is the new thing, it's going to be the more current thing, which is going to be taking a lot of business away from YouTube revenue for both parties, YouTube and I don't know who puts on TikTok. Is there somebody behind this? Is this a Google product? I mean, I really don't know. Just goes to show you that I really don't know much about TikTok. I don't know if it's a Google product or not. I don't know who created TikTok. Okay, no clue. I just always thought it was ridiculous. People trying to be something that they're not. Well, that happens right here. But I mean, singing and dancing on camera, making a fool of themselves. But TikTok goes beyond that, apparently. I guess I have not seen a lot of TikTok. What do I do in my search engine? Go punch in TikTok, and then there's a whole different social media venue of some sort. I don't know. I really don't know. I never got into this TikTok shit. You're still in there, Jerry, huh? Yeah, okay. Jerry's coming through here. What is the concept of TikTok anyway? I have no clue. Well, there's a lot of people that have been taken off here. I was just in a pissy mood yesterday. I just started getting into that shit about being on the platform and people not showing their appreciation for my show and all that stuff as far as super chat, that kind of shit. My occasional speech, periodical speech about that. Major blocking. Yes, major blocking. Because I don't really... I don't have any hope for the future of continuing this channel because of what we've been talking about here. That the revenue from YouTube is like 80% loss or something on here. It's gone down so bad. And if you're unlucky enough to be a Philippines vlogger, you always get paid less for your ads than over in America. There's been changes going on, and people are just not. They're kind of veering toward TikTok now, and the revenue for an average YouTuber that's trying to do a show and trying to make any kind of money at all. I don't care how small or big your channel is. There's a big loss. There's a huge loss. So if you consider the amount of time someone like myself, or which doesn't have a big channel, but even considering people who have larger channels, more successful channels, where their revenue is being just sucked up, and you got to consider, Jerry, the amount of time that you put on here. Well, it's got to the point where revenue does make a difference, because I've come to a different level of thought on doing shows. The joy of being a vlogger. I'm not getting much joy on here. Not anymore. I know people would like me to stay on here, but I'm just trying to grab onto straws and saying, why keep the show on, really? No, there has to be, Jerry, there has to be some benefit on here. Well, it's not the point. That's not really the point. That I know I don't need the money. It's just that I don't see why I shouldn't jump on that platform and make more money, make more income. I mean, it is a lot of time, and you know how often I'm on YouTube, quite a bit, maybe a lot more compared to some people, maybe less compared to others. But when you spend a lot of time on here, I think people should be recognized in that way. Whether I like certain channels or not on here, if they are being appreciated by their audience, they deserve to be super chatted or super stick, whatever, for the time that they put in on their show. I don't have to like the person, but the concept of spending your time basically on here and doing so many shows. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. That's my point. AdSense might even be gone. Oh shit, I didn't turn on the. Oh, I see what I did here. I didn't turn on the monetization button on here. Not that I expected to get. Yeah, I was fooling around with something, and there's actually a section where you monetize your channel. If you're already monetized, you can turn it on or off and make a decision on that. I don't know where I hit that button. I can't do this while I'm actually doing my show. Unfortunately, I can't really do it on the phone. Super sticker. Well, you just do that on a regular. You could do that on a live broadcast. You could send a super sticker. There's like a little choice on there, and you could even do it on other live shows or any other shows that are just existing out there that are monetized. You could send a super sticker, a super thanks, that kind of shit. No, I fucked with something is what I did. If you notice, my show was temporarily off. You didn't see any videos on there. I just got back on this morning. If you saw overnight or something, you wouldn't have seen any of my videos. This channel does not exist. It says you're fucking around with things. You fuck around with things too much and you fuck things over. I did that to myself years ago and I lost 1,200 videos many years ago and had to start all over as far as trying to build up subscribers and all that stuff. Yeah, I have to. Well, you wouldn't be missing anything really. People are still being assholes. Well, I began my show by saying I spoke to my lawyer and he said they're going to be making a decision sometime in the near future about the venue of where our good friend that's in detention is going to be. He's going to be staying at the facility, how much longer, and where they're going to put him. So apparently they are discussing that option right now because of the pending charges on him and all that stuff. Yeah, there might be some changes going on where he's being imprisoned and so forth and so forth. But I don't really want to get into that. If something happens, I'll certainly probably let you guys know or something on that. Yeah, but yeah, I don't think he's staying over at Mandawi. Why do I do this all the time? You fuck around with something enough, and let me see. Engage with you. I'll start a poll, questions and answers. Is that what that means? Yeah. Well, not that I expected any super chat anyway, but yeah, the monetization's turned off. I'd have to see settings. Hold on. Monetization is on. Let's see if something changes here. Well, I went back to it. I was able to go to my settings, and I don't know. I'd have to reboot or something and do a new show or something. No, I'm not seeing it on there. I went to settings right here. Okay, choose how. Damn, making it complicated here. I got this. No, it's on the on thing. That's strange. Yeah, I'd have to do a test show after this and just excuse me, reset this. But you don't see that dollar sign at the bottom. I don't see the dollar sign thing at the bottom. Star Phil T-Bone. Yeah, I wish. Not getting nothing here, not on this show anyway. Not on this particular broadcast. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this show, come back on again, and just as a test. Okay, so let's give it a try.